What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brendan. I'm BMNX45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We are doing a discussion video for the Digimon TCG. We're talking about what's going on with the game, how things are progressing, the delays that we've been seeing, especially with BT23 and older sets. We're kind of in the same place we were as last year, and just our general overall satisfaction with the game, that kind of stuff, and just kind of trying to see where people's feelings on all this are. It was unfortunate. We still haven't got our BT23 boxes. We're waiting. We're going to be seeing them probably beginning of next week, Monday, Tuesday, which is super late. Past release. It's, I said to my vendor, I was like, I don't know how they can charge you full pop for a pre-release item that's worth the value of the stuff in it is worth half of what it was when you were supposed to get it, which is just ridiculous. Honestly, it's crazy, but that's the world we live in. So it's unfortunate that when things get delayed for people, and it's just kind of one of those things that, like, they should have had this stuff. Honestly, all of this product should be at the distributor 2 weeks before the actual pre-release event. It really should. It shouldn't be this late. It shouldn't be coming in on release week. And that's kind of how I feel about that. But let me know your guys' thoughts down below about all this. Hey, and if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We love your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of fun. So right now I have Ultimate Cups in November and December, and it's like I want to start practicing, playing new decks, maybe checking out things like Jessmon. Is it going to be competitive enough? Because I'd love to run Jessmon again for regionals. So it's definitely one of those things that I'm trying to find the nice balance of where I want to be with this new format, or if I want to play older decks. And the unfortunate thing here is, waiting for the cards and stuff like that. You don't always have to get all the alt arts, because as long as you get play sets of the stuff you need to run the deck, you can always bling it out later. That's the nice thing about Digimon, is that, like, the alt arts don't stop you from playing the game, right? Like, I can pick up 4 of these guys, easy peasy, start playing the game, and then pick up the alt arts later on. So it's it's hit or miss with a lot of things in this game. But because of the delays with Universal Distribution, they wouldn't get the stuff at pre-release week. It was delayed to all of Canada, which the only distributor for Digimon is Universal in both Vancouver in the west, and like Ontario, Quebec in the east. I can't remember exactly where they are because I don't live there. I'm in the west. But even then, I didn't start seeing pre-releases being done in the east until about Wednesday. This past Wednesday, so 2 days before release, and I did not see, anything in the West. Like, literally, it got into the West apparently Friday morning, and so I live on the Vancouver Island, which means every time something gets there, it has to go across a ferry to, so I couldn't get it that same day. It's not like somebody could go pick it up in Vancouver. I mean, I guess they could, but then you have to ride a ferry, which is like $100 each way. So yeah, tack on $200 to your boxes. And now at this point, like, my boxes aren't even worth anything. They really aren't. They're not worth much. The set has gone down so much that me opening them is going to probably be a loss. I'm still going to do it because I love cracking packs, and I love doing box openings for you guys on the channel, and that's the only thing keeping me going with this. Because at this point, I want to say to the sort of, no, you didn't get it on time, I'm not buying it. I pre-ordered it. That was the whole point. I pre-ordered it. But, because, it does not behoove me to pay a store for something that's going to, automatically take a hit for. Now, I don't want to screw over the game store that's getting me the stuff. That doesn't feel right, so I'm going to go and pay for them. And, I mean, I kind of get that attitude from people. Well, you said you were going to buy them. I said I was going to buy them when they were supposed to come out, not 2 days later. If I wanted to do that, I could pay a lower price, buy them online, and have them shipped to me, which I could do. So it's very hit or miss with it. I'm very, I'm not sure exactly how I feel about that altogether. It's interesting. But so now all these new cards I'm waiting for and stuff like that to test the stuff out. And I mean, this isn't the first time too. We had this happen, if you remember, last year for 2.0. I didn't get 2.0 till about 1 to 2 weeks after the set released. That's how bad everything was. That is how bad everything went. 1 to 2 weeks after the set dropped, I got 2.0. It was hilarious. I had my pre-release cards that I bought off a guy before I had the rest of the set to go with it. That was how funny things were with 2.0. It was very interesting and just really, really chaotic. EX8 came on time. I think 2.5 was delayed by a week too. I think that got delayed in Canada. So there's this trend right now, especially in the fall, winter time, of them basically not being able to get the stuff to us on time, where we have to wait, past pre-release to and it's I know people probably have forgotten about last year already, but it's a habit. It is a solid habit. And part of the reason, I believe, again, is they're pushing way too much product. Like, the fact is, we just had an EX set, right before this set, and we're going to have an EX set, like, right after the next set. So they're pushing way too many EX sets a year. Like, we used to get 2 a year. We got one in June, July, and then we got another one in, November, December, somewhere around the fall set. And now they kind of pushed one into the January spot, and the way they're doing it almost feels like 4, because you got, we had EX8 at the beginning of end of January. We had EX9 and EX10, so they've pushed 3, but it's so close that we're getting EX11 at the beginning of the year that almost feels like 4 a year. It's so close. It's just out of the range of 4 a year, which we already get 4 main sets a year. We got, let's say we got BT20 in the new year. We actually got BT20 and BT19, but we got BT20 in the new year. We got BT21, 22, and 23. So 4 main sets every 3 months. And I would honestly, I would say 3 to 4 months would be good enough with an extra set or 2. Because the formats change so quickly. You don't get a chance to play a lot of the decks. You don't get a chance to test a lot of the stuff. It's really a short period of time before the meta changes. And that's kind of unfortunate, because it's nice for things, like I said, innovation is built through practice, and practice takes time. So in order to innovate and to see cool new deck ideas, and not just playing the biggest, splashiest meta deck, you have to have innovation. You have to have time for innovation to develop. And that's something I really, truly believe, and something I wish that they would think about with this game. I feel like if innovation was more prevalent in this game, they wouldn't have to hit things so badly, prematurely so badly. They wouldn't have, maybe they'd do a semi-limit in the ban list, because they'd be like, okay, this card isn't as bad as we thought it was. Somebody figured out how to play around it. It's still kind of busted, but it's not as busted as it was when it was everyone's playing this deck. So that is unfortunately how I feel about a lot of that. So right now, it sucks because we're, waiting to do our box openings, which, I like to do them during pre-release week, because then it's fresh and for everyone, so that, you guys can see what we're pulling and go, I want to buy that set when it comes out, right? But it's, it's harder to, warrant putting that content up on the channel too when it doesn't arrive until after release week. So it's very, very frustrating. And I mean, part of it is, Canada. Nobody cares about Canada. I mean, not even Canada cares about Canada, honestly, I feel sometimes. But that's another story. That's a video for another time. It's what it is, guys. But for anyone who has had delays, I mean, I know Latin America, Europe, they've had lots of delays. I'm not sure about Oceania, but if you have, I'm very sorry to hear that, guys. But a lot of those other places have had delays, and it really affects the community. The Digimon community, sometimes you get, this happens, and you just start questioning, do I want to keep playing this game? And that's an unfortunate thing, because you should never question whether you want to play a game because you're losing your socks because you can't get the product when it was supposed to release. I mean, that's just silly. And the markets make this pretty bad too. It just, we look at tons of different, information on the Digimon TCG all the time. And I mean, like, and some of these cards are really cool looking. I can't wait to get my hands on them and stuff like that. But like a lot of the stuff, right? You know, we looked at tons of stuff when we did the market analysis, and prices on a lot of these cards are dirt cheap now. They are dirt cheap. Nothing's going on with them. And we have a few, you know, basically we have a few offshoots, which are Digimon alternate art. This was actually down to nothing. This has gone back up because I think people are thinking Hoodie is going to be really good now. So I think this is shot back up. This is shot up from where it was. They did come down quite a bit, and then at release they shot back up right away. And even Jessmon as well has shot up a little bit. So those three cards are going to be the measure to whether our BT23 boxes are good. If we pull a bunch of copies of this, and the other, it's going to be like, hey, you pulled a good. And same with the other secret. They're not worth as much, but like pulling some of those are going to be good too. But it's going to be the measure of, hey, did you get good boxes? That's going to be the measure. And then potentially, you know, the low pull rates, of course. Like I'm hoping to all heck that we pull limited 2-star Digimon, because that would be a really good pull for us, the best one, honestly. And we literally haven't got a low pull rate since basically BT20 or 2.0, 2.5. The last one we got was 2.5. We got the limited Greymon. If you go back and look at the box opening videos, you'll see we got 185. Of the serialized cards for the BT14 Greymon, which was an amazing card. We sold it for a lot of money. It was one of the best low pull rates I'd ever pulled. I think I sold it from between $900 and $1,200. Just the best sale I ever made on a card. Then in BT21, we got 2 of the signed cards, which were technically low pull rate, but not as much as the SP cards. We got Lanamon and Titamon, which were not really good pulls, and none of those signed cards were really worth a lot. Like, they were all worth under $100. So I didn't really consider it a low pull rate card. We got 2 of them, and by the time they sold, we maybe made $60 or less on the 2 cards, just because nobody really wanted them. So we didn't really pull an SP for that set. We didn't pull one for EX9, EX10, or BT22. So it's been a while since we actually got a low pull rate. So I'm really hoping we pull something that we can sell. I mean, with my luck, we'll probably pull the lowest one, which is this guy. I see him every pull him, the Ryuji. He's about the cheapest one right now. But there's some good ones. This one's about $250. I think he might be $250. I don't know. I haven't checked it since Friday. This guy's like $2 for an alt. So yeah, there are some good. Takumi Aiba is still, I think, a good one to pull. But it's going down because, you know, I had that pre-release window where we could sell stuff for a lot more. And the stuff is going down in price right now before our eyes. And just it's getting harder to make any money off the set, which is very unfortunate for people in Canada. It's going to be really hard to sell. You're going to have to take hits in order to make things go quickly. And that's, again, unfortunate. Luckily, if you're picking up stuff, like I'm going to be picking up any of the box toppers I don't pull, any of the supers I don't pull, and then start picking up all my alts. And that stuff's going to be cheap, except for, of course, these cards, like I said, and the Jessmon. So again, it's going to be the indicator. How much I get in my box is going to be the indicator whether I pulled good or not, which really sucks because, you know, when you open up a box of pre-release or release, generally there's so many different cards that are decently priced that the indicator is based on like value of the card. But since everything is nothing, it's just those 3 cards. How many of those cards you pull is how good your box is. Although we did pull 3 alt Mirais, 2 or 3 alt Mirais in BT22, which is actually pretty good, especially if you look at the price of her right now. But that's all I wanted to talk about, guys. Tell me what you guys think about all this. What do you think about BT23 and all the delays? Of course, this is only going to affect 2 Canadian viewers, so if you're not a Canadian viewer, I'm glad you got your stuff on time. I'm really happy for you, and I hope you were able to make a good amount of profit on the cards you did not need, because this game is a tough game. It's really fun to be in, but it's costly, and sometimes you want to be able to make some of your money back in order to keep you moving along in the game, and that's one of the things I'm rethinking right now. I do the 8 boxes every set. It pretty much gets me play sets of supers. Pretty much, I might miss 1 or 2, but I'm wondering, is it worth it? Is it worth the 8 boxes? Because right now I'm either thinking I'm getting too many or too little. Like maybe I should only get like 2 to 3 boxes. That would get me all the commons, uncommons, and rares, and then I could get supers later on because they're usually like $1. Like should I save some more money? Or should I go deeper? Should I get a case so I can guarantee myself that low pull rate? I get more alternates. I get more supers that I can sell right at release. Right now I'm sitting between that place, what is the better option, and trying to figure out exactly what that better option is. But we're going to be, checking it out, looking at things, and making decisions in the future about what we're going to do. But we will have our box openings probably, Monday or Tuesday. We'll have our stuff, so you'll be seeing them beginning of next week, and then we can get into PT23 deck profiles hopefully very soon. But anyways, thanks guys for checking it out as always, and leave a like down below. We love you guys, your comments, and we hope that you guys have some cool things to say about this. And as always, it looks like that's all the time we have for this video. But thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. As always, have a wonderful day. That's all for now, folks.